What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Vasco Media. It's your boy Kyle. I'm here with the co-pilot Jax, and we are coming to you live from Kevin Harvick's Kern Raceway, Bakersfield, California, USA. Finally, we're gonna have a happy story here with the Raceway playlist, and really, it starts off on a sad note with Mesa Marin Raceway. Operated in Bakersfield from 1977 to 2005. And it was a key local racing venue. But again, it closed because of noise complaints and urban development. Kind of the same thing that we've been seeing throughout this series. And in 2007, planning began for a new raceway to replace Mesa Marin. And it was led by Collins and De Stefani families. And construction started in February 2007, but naturally with the recession in 2008, construction started to halt. But then again in 2012, a new ownership group with Charlie Beard, Rusty Rizzi, and James Vernon resumed construction on a 120-acre Kern County Raceway Park. It's near the I-5 and the Kern River. Then March 2013, construction completed. The facility featured a half-mile paved oval, a third-mile clay oval with 15,000 seats, and it was able to be expanded to 17,000, 21 VIP suites, and plans for a drag strip and infield oval. So later that year, in May, the Kern County Raceway Park opened with a 100-lap NASCAR Whelen All-American Series race, and hosted some other major events like a K&N Pro Series West, Napa Auto Parts 100. 2013 season hosted local divisions in NASCAR, SRL Southwest Tour, Super Trucks, Thunder Roadsters, drifting exhibitions, and dirt track support as well for various classes. 2014 saw the first annual car shows, the Winter Showdown, and high performance driving experience, so people could rent and come out and turn some laps. 2017, the raceway was listed for sale for $15 million, and due to a lot of lack of support and insufficient racers as well, despite it being valued at $40 million. 2023 came around. Tim and Lisa Huddleston acquired the track and renamed it Kevin Harvick's Kern Raceway, honoring the NASCAR champion and Bakersfield native Kevin Harvick, who partnered to promote a lot of grassroots racing in this spot. And then in March 15th, 2025 of this year, not too long ago, the 2025 season began with Z-Max Cars Tour West Series. Despite earlier rain delays, tracks continue to hold ARCA Menards Series West and local racing events. So we got a good story here. It's really amazing. And, we're fortunate that we had a little bit of an option. The tunnel was open and we turned some laps. So before we get going here, we're going to be running that footage. And, I hope you enjoyed it. It was a blast. I definitely want to get back out there. On that note, it is chicken pot pie time. The boy's back in action. He's feeling good. He's excited. He wants to see some action. You like turning those laps, buddy? Oh, yeah. Not as much as the pot pie. if you like what we're doing, if you want to help support the channel, buy me a coffee, link in the description below. Super chat, super thanks, all that goes a really long ways, helps us out, bringing you guys this content. And, you know, we're going to have a lot more, but man, we really burned the Inland Empire and up north here. So it's only one way to go from here. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get on up there, show you guys what's going down. Peace.